So our agenda for today is to really focus on building relationships, intentional, strong, interdependent relationships. And I've got a few topics here that I'm going to cover in doing this. I'm going to start by sharing with you the 7 steps of intentional leadership, which, by the way, is the first visual model of leadership development, foundational leadership development, that I've been able to find in the world. It's the first visual model. Now, there might be something out there in someone's desk and a piece of paper, but it sure isn't on Google. Okay, so if it's not on Google, it doesn't exist. Okay, at least according to my market research. So we're going to have some fun here. You know when you go to these meetings and they tell you to put your cell phones away? Take your cell phones out. The first 40 people, we're going to be doing some audience participation. And here's what I'd like you to do. I would like you to put in your cell phone, go to your texting and put in 37607. The first 40 people that do this are going to be able to respond to multiple surveys as we go through. I've got 6 different surveys for all of you to participate in. We're going to do some quiet texting audience participation because I figured you didn't want to yell it out. Here's what I would like you to do. You're all set up. Just go into that send area and write a text to me. I'd like 3 or 4 words, 2 words that describe what a great leader is. Just put a couple of words in there and just hit enter, send. And we're going to start seeing those words come up here. Credible, great listener. Wow, look at this. Empathy, responsive. Bam! There you go. That's it. You know how to be a leader. We're done. Just do that. Be a visionary. Empathically balanced, a fair, inspiring mentor, vision, listening, motivate. Just do all that. Isn't that what you want to be, a great leader? Or at least a good leader? And especially in the most important leadership position that you all have, how many of you are parents? Raise your hand. Yeah, at least half of you. Sometimes more. At least the most important leadership position you have is being a parent. And you want to be able to do all these things. The problem is that we're not trained, we're not taught. Experience alone is a horrible teacher. It's horrible. How many of you said to yourself, I'm not going to be like that, like my parents, what they did to me, I'm not doing that, and then your child doesn't, you go, and you go right to it. And you do the same thing. It's because it's all you know. I can remember when my 2-year-old son did something, he was 2.5 years old, and I whacked him on the bottom. Why did I whack him on the bottom? Because that's what my father did to me. Former military officer, he knew one way of disciplining us, and that was through corporal punishment. His list of options was short. It was hit. So I whacked him, and my wife walks into the room and she says, what are you doing? I said, well, you know, Chris, he did, and she says, really? I think we can do other things. Yeah? Spare the rod, spoil the child. What are you talking about? That's the way I was brought up. I turned out okay. What's the problem? She says, we have other options. Is that the relationship you want to have with your son? For him to remember that you were hitting him when he was 2.5 years old? What does it take for an adult to hit a 2-year-old? A 150 or 200 pound adult to hit a 30-pound child? What does it take? I'll tell you what it takes. Emotional imbalance in the parent. That's what it takes. I was emotionally imbalanced. I wouldn't admit it at the time. That would require me to know what I was about. So I said, with righteous indignation, fine, what should we do? Well, being a school counselor, she listed 10 things. Give them a timeout, talk to, you can talk to 2-year-olds. Did you know that? I talk to them, teach them, train them, discipline them, work with them, have them write some things down, have them clean something up, all these options. And I was like, okay, I can do that. And if he doesn't do it then, can I hit him? And she says, if you do all 10 things and he still doesn't do it, then go ahead and hit him. He deserves it, okay? So we were together on this. And the fact of the matter is I didn't think about these other options. I had the wrong grip and didn't even know it because my experience was different. And so is most of our experiences in life and in leadership.